Good evening, lovely people of the internet. How's it going? Happy New Year. My name is Josh. Welcome
We
to
already did
Bonus
that at
Stage.
rehearsal.
We are having a Let's Listen tonight here for our friends at Glitch Kibbitz, who I am currently joined by. Hello, can I get a unanimous and synchronized hiya from all of you guys?
Hiya.
Hiya.
We should do a barbershop quartet style.
Yeah, we get some sevenths in there.
I don't think.
Oh my god. You guys are, for anybody who doesn't know,
Hi.
Glitch Kibbitz is a klezmerized VGM band, definitely unique in the scene. We had a listening party last for their album Starry Shtetl, which was released in 2021. So it has been a while, guys. What have you been up to?
We've been up to playing a lot together online with various live stream softwares. The only one that really works for us is Jamulus, which is really interesting. Other than that, arranging in the background and preparing for whatever we're going to do in 2024.
Hell yeah. Well, 2024 is starting strong. You've got a release in the very first week. And that is what we are all gathered here for today. This is your new album, Saved Inventory. I love the album art here. You've got a whole bunch of classic little items from various games and some lovely illustrations of some instruments as well. And I'm sure we'll hear a little bit more about the ideas behind this album, but I also thought it might be good if you all took in turn a little time to introduce yourselves and tell us a bit about what instruments you play in the band.
I guess I'll randomly start. I'm Nicola. I do a lot of the arranging, and I play the violin in the band. Whoever wants to take it next.
Oh, sorry, Kevin, we don't have you there, bud. No, still.
I can go instead while we figure that out.
Yeah.
My name's Tyler. For the past Glitch Kibbitz records, I played trombone, but I've always been a tuba player, and I got to whip that out on this release. So we're all excited about that. This day and age, tuba doesn't get a lot of gigs, so I'll take them where I can get them.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to be back to business. Sheer, you want to take the next one?
Yep, sure thing. I'm Sheer. I play upright and electric bass. I think on this album it might be all upright, maybe. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'll listen and find out. And I started doing a little bit of arranging, nothing on this album, but hopefully on some stuff that we release in 2024.
Very nice.
My name's Josh, variously known as Cloffa Pop, and I do percussion on this album. We got a little bit of drum set, an anvil, clave, castanets, and then Rick and Darbuka as well on Potion Shop or Elixir Bazaar.
Wow. I can't wait to hear a little bit more about what the hell those are after we've heard their respective songs. Kevin, do we have audio from you yet? I'm going to take that as a no. I'm sorry, but I don't know. You were testing clear.
Hopefully. If so, I'm Kevin, and I did some clarinets.
It's just very delayed.
It is very delayed.
Okay.
That's it. We solved the mystery. Okay. Sorry.
There you go.
All right, we'll treat this like a satellite broadcast. Kevin, can you just say that one more time?
My old ass laptop. Thanks, everybody.
Awesome. If we need something more immediate from you, maybe we'll just ask you to mime it or use American Sign Language, which I'm sure you have just waiting in your back pocket for moments like this.
Yeah. Clarinets, arranging, mixing.
Awesome. All right, man. Cool. Well, we are going to be listening to this new album, Saved Inventory, tonight. I would love to hear from one or many of the members of the band here a little bit about the idea behind this short 5-track EP.
So the name is Saved Inventory, and the idea is several of these songs, I think at least 3 of them, we recorded a long time ago. One of them we even recorded in 2019. And they never got really a proper release for a number of reasons. And we added 1 or 2 songs and said, okay, well, let's make this a release. And the idea is sometimes you're playing a game and you have certain items, you have certain things saved up, and you decide just never to use them. You're like, oh, I have them, one day we'll use this, and you just never do. Well, we're going to break that trend and we're using them. We're going to release these songs, and there they are. And then similarly, the album art ties into that. I thought to myself, what's my favorite inventory screen? And the Wind Waker one is one of the most beautiful ones. And then every item on that screen is associated with one of the songs that is on the release. So, yeah.
That's amazing, especially considering there are 12 items and only 5 songs. So I'm sure there's some doubles.
There's some doubles, there's some triples. I think one has 4 representations.
Oh, wow. Well, it's not immediately obvious from the song titles which games you're covering from. So I'll let you guys speak to that as we get to them. Yeah, but the first 2 tracks, we've had a request to listen to these 2 back to back. They are Watch Me Tance and Oy Vey, A Curious Mishap. Can I get one or several of you to introduce these tracks a little bit so we know what we're getting into?
Well, I kind of want Kevin to, but there's the funky delay. I'll say something quickly, and then Kevin can at least talk for a little bit, and we'll hear it in 5 seconds or so, which is fine. No problem.
Yeah. Kevin, if you can just say over and out when you're done speaking, then we'll know that we're not going to trip over each other's words. Go for it, bud. Sorry, go for it, Nicola, first.
Yeah, I was just going to say that what's fun about these is I think they're the first time that Kevin and I jointly collabed.
We can absolutely try. We can always try.
And it worked extremely well. I think he brought a lot of the jazziness vibes to them. I'll mention that the first one is from Shovel Knight. The second one is from Secret of Mana. And then, yeah, Kevin, take it away.
Yeah, I was going to say these 2 might actually predate our last album. So these are older pieces that were co-arranged, like Nicola was saying. And I was probably listening to a lot of the Metropolis anime soundtrack from 2001, which has the Secret of Mana tune. Hopefully that's all getting through to everybody. I see some nods. So we'll leave it at that. Over and out. Hope you enjoy the songs, and we'll talk more about them in just a sec.
Great. Thank you, Kevin. In that case, yeah, I'm ready to dig in here, folks. If you're all ready, then if you know the shtick on this show, I say let's, and you say
go. Bonus stage.
Go bonus stage. Let's go bonus stage. Oh my god. Like with the powers combined. No. Let's listen, folks.
Exactly.
You'll get it next time.
That's the name of the show.
Thank you, Sheer.
I'm on your side here.
All right, guys. Here we go. Let's listen. Amazing. Oh, and we've got video from Josh now. Great. Nice to see you,
Yay.
Josh. There we go. Oh, man. Yeah, there we have it. We got Watch Me Tance and Oy Vey, A Curious Mishap. Sorry. The combination of the fact that I do not know these songs naturally and your incredibly stylized way of covering them, I have forgotten what those games were.
The first one is Shovel Knight. The second one is Secret of Mana.
Shovel Knight. Awesome. I did play Shovel Knight recently, so I should be ashamed of that. Yeah.
It's
amazing.
kind of an Easter egg, I think.
Oh yeah, the Watch Me Tance
You
track.
go to I think the first town, and there's like a back room in the bar. The ladies like jumping around, flying around the room. That's what that's from.
Awesome.
Also, just as a minor addendum, it is usually pronounced Tance.
Tance. Okay. I won't say Tance. I won't say Mario. Thank
So
you.
there's huge variation in Yiddish pronunciation between different dialects, and Tance is probably a true variant, like somewhere in Eastern Europe. But most American Yiddish speakers would say Tance anyway.
Nice. There's a question from Ian Martin. Is Tance dance in Yiddish?
It is indeed.
Yeah.
It is also a specific type of dance in Yiddish. But
Yeah, we argued about this. I was like, technically, Watch Me Tance is a jig. It is not a tance. So we're not allowed to say that. But tance also just means dance, and the song title was originally Watch Me Dance, so maybe we can just say it. Anyways, whatever.
Watch me dance. Sorry, that was awful. Oh my god. And Oy Vey, A Curious Mishap. All right, so we had lots of very interesting instruments being played there as well. Are there any special features, any little bits of glitter that you sprinkled on those arrangements that don't stand out very obviously?
I think one of them was the first time we had bass clarinet. Right, Kevin?
Yeah, it's layered in there, just mostly mirroring the walking bass. But there's also some really cool percussion going on that was added pretty late in the game that we got some like new instrumentation for. So yeah, if you want to tell us about that a bit, Claude, that'd be awesome. Over and out.
Those two have more of like a drum set vibe on those ones. We were going for a little bit of kind of a Tin Pan Alley old string band vibe, kind of like an early American busking klezmer kind of vibe with that drum kit. And so I found a company that makes musical anvils as well, and used that for one. And it was fun dialing that in. That was my first percussion arrangement for the band, actually. And then I think it was Nicola did the percussion arrangement for A Curious Happening, or Oy Vey, A Curious Mishap. And then I translated that into my drum kit. And what I was learning Rick at the time, which is like an Egyptian and around the Middle East tambourine instrument that's played more like a frame drum. You hit the head with your hands and you flick the zills. And so I didn't have a Rick yet, and I wanted to kind of get that vibe to it. And for the tambourine, I actually played one of the tambourine zills on a regular American Ludwig tambourine, like you would kind of flick a Rick zill back and forth to get that kind of sizzle hi-hat part instead of using a hi-hat. That was a fun one to kind of work out the ideas and sounds for them.
Damn, that's juicy. I love that. Any other special little bits that went into either of these tracks?
No, not very special tracks.
I would say that that the second one, Curious Happening or Curious Mishap, is probably one of the funkier tunes we've done, and it's something that like we have a lot of funk influence in our band, but we're not necessarily playing, so much adjacent to that. Like you'll hear some like jazz or like bluesy stuff in there, but all of this entire album actually has some really tremendous work by Brandon, our sax player, who's not here, and Brandon's playing with a funk band called Citrus that they've been tearing it up in Seattle and around the Northwest and elsewhere. And so yeah, just some incredible work by Brandon up and down this EP with the saxophone, and yeah, just want to lift it up as we listen to some more of it.
Citrus with a Y.
Of course. Is it a modern Karen who named the band? No, just kidding. Oh man, Brandon with a Y? No, just kidding. Yeah, it's a shame he couldn't be here. I think he's in chat somewhere, but yeah, Brandon, if you have a chance and the means to join the party, come on in, bud. We'd love to have you and talk a little bit about your part in this as well. Yeah, well, speaking of Seattle, you guys are all Seattle locals. Were you able, or was it even necessary for you to all convene into the same physical space to produce this album?
No, we didn't do that at all. And at one time or another, we have all been Seattle locals. But right now, Sheer is elsewhere, Tyler is elsewhere, and we do this interesting thing where to do recording, we go on Zoom. The person recording their instrument opens up Logic, does a Zoom screen share, shares access so that I can control the screen. So they're just there playing their instrument, and I'm, selecting where to record, pressing record, going back, deleting, redoing, and they don't have to touch their computer at all. So completely remote recording sessions. Now, this has the big drawback of, did that sound good? I don't know. It kind of sounded like garbage because it's coming over Zoom. It sounded like, robotic, whatever. So if I can't tell through some deep inferencing that it actually sounded good, of course, the player should listen themselves and decide. It's a very interesting process, but it's been extremely efficient. And I don't know, maybe we'll never see each other in person again.
Well, okay, so you're saying that, but there was actually one song, the Pirate Ship song, that we recorded in person where Nicola drove my upright bass 3 hours to record with me and then drove the 3 hours back to his home that same night. So shout out to Nicola for being the MVP as always.
Damn. Yeah, that is some dedication. You did mention previously that some of these songs were recorded or at least arranged a long time ago. Are the tracks that we're listening to, are these all recently recorded, or is there some old takes involved as well?
Okay, yeah. So the last track, which we'll get to, obviously, was recorded in 2019, and we were all together then, except the violin part, which I re-recorded, because back then we recorded it with an electric violin and a direct in, and I hated it. And because it's me, I'm allowed to say I hate my part. It was terrible. And I redid it recently. And then two others, I think, were recorded then in 2020. Something like that. Remote.
Right on. Well, that's pretty cool. I'm glad that things have finally come together for 2024. 5 years later for some of these. Oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think generally if people just sit on what they have for a while, then it's easier to be reflective and also to like put more effort towards marketing and a unified release, all that kind of stuff. Folks, don't just like hit record, print it, and put it on Spotify. Please take your time with your art. Good art deserves care and time. Well, we were hearing you talk a little bit about the Pirate Ship song. Shall we listen to the Pirate Ship song?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All
I
right.
love this one.
Okay. Remind me what game this one is from.
The Wind Waker.
Oh, very topical. Okay, awesome. Well, then this is the pirate shtick, and let's see if the band will get my shtick here. Let's
listen.
Go.
Go. Glitch Kibbitz. No, sorry, yes. Let's listen.
Awesome. Oh my god. Go ahead, Kevin. Sorry. We were just joking backstage about the delay. We all said let's, and then everyone's like, listen. And then we went in, and then like 30 seconds into the song, everybody backstage just hears, listen.
I already did. I was hoping it'd come through now, but yeah, let's listen.
Oh my god, there he is. What fun. The pirate shtick. Yeah, that was a great song. I was remarking how I wasn't noticing a whole lot of percussion in there. And Nicola, you were saying how there isn't it's not arranged in the original piece. So Josh, you had the option to add a little bit here and there. Do you want to talk about it a bit?
Yeah. So the original piece just has like a single clave sample that re-triggers over and over. And I kept that in because I happen to have claves. I was like, oh, hey, I should add that in. And then in the arrangement, I can't remember who did the arrangement for that one. I think it was Nicola. But there's a faster section. I was like, well, what would work with that? And we had actually been, I'd put together like a clavinet setup, or not clavinet, castanets, where it's machine style castanets like an orchestra would use, but wooden instead of the Bakelite, and then a little stem for some hanging clapper ones. I can do little rattles and rolls because orchestral style isn't really great for rolls because you gotta hit them separately. And we'd done that for it's like a Boo Castle song. I don't remember which game it's from. Was it the Super Mario World one? Or oh no, it's Super Mario Galaxy from Starry Shtetl. And I was like, well, wait a minute, the castanets might work perfectly for that. And so we tried out a couple ideas, and it just kind of worked, and it was a whole vibe. Absolutely. And I did like that. We ended up on the pirate ship one. All of the percussion are wooden idiophones, like things made of wood that produce sound by being hit together with things made of wood. I thought that was appropriate.
Yeah, it sounds very folky for sure.
Yeah.
Oh man, I also really liked the tone of the bass on that track. Sheer, oh my god, I think you said you were gonna discern in real time whether or not you were using the stand up or the electric bass. Which one were you on there?
So that was definitely the upright or the stand-up bass. That was the song where Nicola drove 3 hours to record with the upright bass with me. Thanks again for that, Nicola. But yeah, it was great. I mean, I love that instrument. It is a super, super beautiful bass with an incredible sound, and I'm really excited to record some more stuff on it. And maybe also some more stuff that has more than 4 notes for the bass. I don't know if you heard the bass line. It kind of just the same thing over and over.
The original only has 4 notes, and at least the bass plays the melody like once or twice. So.
Once. Yeah, it was great. That was my moment to shine.
I should mention, though, that the bass is doubled by Tyler on the tuba, and that's the first time we have tuba going.
Yeah, the bass stack on that mix is just gargantuan. I love it. Because we've got the sound of Shear's bass is incredible. It's just the sound of Shear's fingertips rubbing against the strings, and it sounds incredible. It's just sandpapery, and the tuba was amazing, and they just stacked and blended so well together. And then when the bass clarinet complements them and kind of drops in and unisons at some parts, it's that arrangement ended up being one of my favorite to work on for the mix, for sure.
And then we have so the bass, the tuba, the bass clarinet, and then 2 tenor saxophones. So it's all extremely low instruments. And I gave
one of those, Nicola, played by you. First Nicola sax appearance on a Glitch Kibbitz song.
And to be clear, it's the less impressive saxophone part. The more impressive part is very obviously Brandon.
An unavoidable reality, honestly.
Oh man, Josh, we got a question from Jummel TV asking if you will be playing vibes on upcoming releases.
Ooh, I don't have vibes, but I'm not opposed. I don't know. It would be tough to think of ways it could work in the klezmer setting, but I could see it. I could see it working. They're definitely like marching band and improvised kind of idiophone instruments that are common, here and there.
Mhm.
I'm definitely open to it. One of the things that I'm working on putting together is a washboard to use for several of the songs. And that has been a whole journey on its own. I'm trying to make it work for klezmer and hip hop. So I'm getting like a little mini hi-hat stacked above the splash. I'm strapping some castanets to it. It's going to be fun. I'm trying to see if I can make a hot tub or a hot cocoa container make a convincing bass drum, but we'll see. I figure that should make some of the drum kit stuff a little bit easier to play live when we do mostly destination shows at cons and stuff.
Nice,
Easier
nice.
to pack a washboard.
Yeah, certainly easier than a hot tub as a kick drum. That would be impressive.
Yeah.
I would love to hear
Yeah,
what that sounds like.
Sorry, to clarify, like a cardboard tub of hot cocoa powder
Right. Yeah.
from Costco.
Oh my god. Oh,
Not opposed to playing a hot tub though. If there's a way, I'll find it.
that'd be a good gig. If you guys play a hot tub gig, I mean, you should stream that on Twitch because you will get views. My goodness.
That would be pretty cool.
With the tuba, that would be crazy.
Yeah. It's like picture like water coming out every time. Boom, boom.
Tuba powered jets.
Now, that wasn't a tube.
Wow, good one. I'm not gonna clarify what that joke was about. But coming up next, we've got another song, and this one gets the biggest shout out from me in terms of inventory that was saved. Of course, we're talking about elixirs. Yeah, elixirs stuck around in my Final Fantasy inventories until well past their due date. Yeah, so tell us a little bit about Elixir Bazaar.
This is probably the most selfish song on the album. It has only me and Josh playing. I'm doing the saz, my dad's acoustic saz, the 8-stringed one, which is a saz is a Turkish instrument. And Josh is doing darbuka and rik, which are also Turkish instruments, and it sounds very Turkish. And I just always wanted that arrangement to happen. It's Potion Shop from Ocarina of Time. To me, this is how it should exist in the real world with real instruments, as opposed to the MIDI stuff. But there are some other really awesome interpretations online, so to each their own.
That's right, Jamal TV. Potion seller. I'm going into battle, and I need only your strongest potions. Yeah, well, the strongest potion is, of course, an elixir. Folks, this is Elixir Bazaar, and let's
Listen.
Listen.
hold on. We're gonna wait for Kevin.
Let's listen. Did we do it? Safe from charms.
Did you say it yet, Kevin? I think you said it. Oh my god.
We got to keep waiting.
We gotta keep waiting.
But so the video is coming in fast, yeah?
The video is coming in real time, yeah.
You got that video light piped.
Oh man. Yeah, no, I'm not hearing anything. I don't know, maybe we just never get audio from Kevin ever again. That would be sad. All right, folks, we're gonna do it. Let's listen. Delicious. Oh man. And I think we got Kevin here.
Listen.
There we go. Hey, we got him in real time, folks. Oh man.
Oh no.
Very quick, before a big latency develops, Kevin, say everything that you want to say right now about the album.
Oh Jesus. Okay. Co-arranging, saxophone props to Brandon, playing bass clarinet for the first time. We kind of talked about that a little bit. Recording remotely, we talked about that. I think, yeah, just the fact that these are songs out of the vault, right? Like we were sitting on these, not because we wanted to necessarily, but because there was incongruities with releases. And yeah, I think Josh, you were talking about this earlier, right? Like when you have more time to work on something, like use that time and polish it. And I think it was really exciting that we were able to do that. We had like a whole mixing process with Nicola kind of like producing, like really in the sense that like Nicola was like, hey, someone listen to this. Does this suck? What do we have to do with this? And Klopp was putting through these really, really, really awesome mixes. I tried to do my own magic with that, but I really don't understand mixing or mastering at all. And so, yeah, the fact that this was coming out in the shape that it did was really, really collaborative on all levels.
I think we have one song with 3 or 4 mixing credits.
Really? Which song is that?
Maybe I'll leave that as a guess. Speaking of which, let's do the game now, because we're about to do the last song. We have a game. I don't think there's a prize, but it's still a game.
Okay.
One of the titles of one of the songs on this album was generated by ChatGPT. The first person who guesses it correctly, and you only have one guess. You can't just like type out everything. Gets
high five.
Imaginative.
What do they get? Yeah.
On the Twitch stream where we'll say your name.
A download code. A download code's fine.
It's a pretty good
Hey,
prize,
there
actually.
Well, I was about to make my guesses, but I don't want to steal that from anybody. And folks, if you happen not to guess the correct song and you still want to get the album, don't forget that you can go over to Bandcamp and do it there. And it just happens to be Bandcamp Friday tomorrow. So there's a link in chat. That's fresh. Definitely save it if you want to purchase it and give the most money to Glitch Kibbitz tomorrow. But Ian Martin guesses the Oy Vey one. The Oy Vey one. Good one. Right. Last Seahorse. Oh, are they not doing that this month? I don't know. I haven't been keeping up on Bandcamp stuff.
Yeah, next one is February 2.
Oh,
so don't
okay.
wait till tomorrow.
Don't wait
Go
till
today.
February. Yeah. Go get that album.
I'm pretty
today.
sure the first one.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ian.
Okay. Cool.
Appreciate it, bud.
Right. We were talking a little bit about the production and stuff like that. And Josh, we were having a great discussion from you about some of the production. I think that kind of branched out of like the fact that the Elixir Bazaar had so much like just scraping through stuff. But tell us a little bit more about kind of like your mixing approach on that track and or the entire EP.
Yeah, with Elixir Bazaar, that was one of the most minimal tracks and really a unique approach because we came up with that arrangement really by I went over to Nicola's houseboat and we just kind of jammed through it a few times on Rick and on Darbuka back and forth, and it really kind of came alive with Rick because it's a much more dynamic instrument. We figured out kind of how we wanted to do it. And then we actually had one of the other only non-remote recording session at Nicola's home studio where we recorded his saws for that track, as well as Darbuka, which I ended up re-recording at home.
Because my audio interface broke.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But we used clay Darbuka that Nicola has so kindly been letting me use. for recording and practicing. And it's got such a great sound. I'd never played a clay one before. I'd tried playing like metal darbukas with modern drum heads, and I just couldn't get it to work. I just was hitting the edge and it didn't make any noise. But this one, it just kind of came alive in my hands. And a darbuka, if anyone's not familiar, the most similar drum you might know is like a djembe from Western Africa. It's a similar size and shape of a drum. It uses a goat head though. Or a goat skin head.
Right.
And then the rick that we have, Nicola actually purchased for me when I joined the band. And it is a fish skin rick made in Egypt. And our rick is basically 5 sets of zill tambourine that's played more like a djembe or a darbuka, a doumbek, or any other type of frame drum, where you've got different articulations, like with the same kind of articulations they use in Carnatic music, doom, tek, teka, ka, like you might hear in Indian rhythm, solfege. But I ended up, for the mix, the darbuka was a half step off pitch-wise from the drone note on Nicola's saws, so I ended up tuning that down digitally a half step, and then physically tuning my rick to a fifth above that, so that it would harmonize. And the fifth is the first harmonic of the fundamental, a fifth below it, and so it lined up, and it didn't have any weird like pitch rubbing, and it just ended up being this hypnotic kind of trance-inducing groove that just goes, and it's somehow like headnotic and makes you want to dance at the same time. And it just kind of came together jamming it live, and that's kind of the only track I think that happened like that, and it was a lot of fun to do that. I hope we get to do more stuff like that as a band, arrangement wise. That was a good time.
Yes. More selfish arrangements that exclude most of the band.
Give me the bass, clarinet, tuba solo or duet.
I have to say, yeah, even though this would exclude most of the band, I think this is possibly my favorite track, at least among my favorites. It's in my top 5 favorite tracks on this album, definitely. But it's really so good. I really, really love listening to this one. It's so cool.
Oh, man. All right. Well, speaking of, I guess it is time for us to get on to the 5th track on this 5-track EP, which will include, I'm hoping, everybody here. That'll be a nice way to end things off. And it's still sad we don't have Brandon here to join us. But yeah, coming up next is Gobi's Horror. I know this one. This is Banjo-Kazooie. This is the Gobi Desert. That's what it's called, right?
It's called Gobi's Valley. It's a very, very mixed up level, because it has like architecture from Egypt, which has nothing to do with the Gobi Desert. Anyways.
It's a mishmash. It's these are all sandy things, right?
There are 2 songs in this one. It starts off as an aura, and afterwards there's a Freylock. So there's actually a double feature here.
Wow.
Those are 2 different klezmer styles, and yeah, hope you'll like it. I think this is one that unfortunately Josh is not on. This is a percussion Glitch Kibbitz song.
That is true.
2019, the first song we ever recorded.
But we will,
and the last
one
we ever
write it for it
so far.
Drumless, but no less a dance song. So if you're in chat, please feel free. If you feel the spirit moving, get up, get yourself a dance song, because this is a horror, and then a Freylock.
All right then. I'm excited to do some dancing, folks. So let's
listen.
Go.
Sorry, Kevin. No, did you just like do this with your hands and then speak through your teeth to hide the fact that you're in real time?
That was Tyler.
Okay. All right, folks. Here we go. Gobi's Aura. There it is, folks. There it is. That's Saved Inventory by Glitch Kibbitz. These fine fellows that you see before you. Well done, guys. Yeah, I loved.
Thank you.
I definitely got a little bit of a bop going on in my chair. I mean, how can you not with that addictive melody? It's so good. Yeah, and I think I heard somebody say something about a next album backstage, which it does not have to be a segue into unsolicited leak. But I do want to know what you guys are thinking of doing next. More recording, more arranging, playing some gigs or cons. What's going on for Glitch Kibbitz in 2024?
None of the above. Just kidding. Yeah. So I think the thing that I'm most excited about is we're going to have an accordion join. So not an accordion player, an accordion. Just kidding. An accordion player. Yes.
You get AI
Walking
and the
accordion.
Oh my god.
Yep.
It's just floating there.
The union's going to be all fans of this.
And so we're working through the arranging phase. It's interesting because now with the recent percussion and now accordion, it's 7 instead of 5. So I need to rethink how to do arranging a little bit, but it's no big deal. So we're in the arranging phase, and I fully plan on doing some release this year with all 7. And the thing I want to say is I always envisioned it having this ensemble with percussion and accordion, but originally, you know, Sheer can say how the band started because it's very fun. But originally it was like, okay, we'll get what we can get, and if eventually we organically are able to incorporate the other instruments we want to round out the sound, we will. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking about for 2024.
Very nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
if you liked all the instruments in this one, there's going to be more coming out.
Awesome. You guys have had some very solid releases. And yeah, I'm just excited that you guys want to do more and are ready to like fully assemble the klezmer megazord. I don't know how else to say that.
Klezmer golden.
I like that this one's on the end of the album too, because this is like we were saying, this is from 2019. This is an early iteration of the band, but it does like within it, like it shows like where we want it to be going, right? Which is playing live shows, playing dance tunes for your Minecraft themed bar mitzvah. Like that's, and I think we're gonna get there. By God, we're gonna get there.
Oh my God. Well, I really liked having Nicola up here in Vancouver at the Retro Gaming Expo doing his Balkan Bleeps um, show. That was really awesome to see live, and I would all the more cherish the opportunity to see Glitch Kibbitz in a live format as well. So whenever you guys have any inkling of when that's going to happen, you let me know. I will hop on a bus that'll take 4 hours to get to Seattle, and I will be so happy to be there. Yeah, that's really awesome. Thank you, everybody, for being here in chat tonight. Thank you to all of you here in Glitch Kibbitz for sharing the screen with us, for listening through this awesome album. Saved inventory, folks. I'm going to drop the link one more time in chat in case you haven't gotten it. Please head on over there and don't wait until tomorrow. Go and buy that album right now because it's beautiful. You just sat here and enjoyed it. Why wouldn't you support the artist? Are you a loser? Like, yeah. And as far as what's going on here on Bonus Stage, folks, we're probably not going to do a music online for January because MAGFest is in 2 weeks, and we don't want to try and take away from any of that. There's going to be definitely lots of stuff that's streaming live, and so we are going to be coming in strong for February in terms of concerts. In terms of listening parties, we are going to have another one next week, which is going to be announced properly on our social media. But that is going to be for our friends at Game Grooves, who are releasing a Metroid Prime themed compilation album. So yeah, that's going to be here same time next week on Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And yeah, we will announce that properly tomorrow on our socials. And please go and follow Glitch Kibbitz on any social medias that they have. Where are you guys most prominent these days? Instagram?
Probably Instagram. Yeah. I was gonna say, speaking of MAGFest, if you're headed out there and you're trying to sleep and you're in a atrium facing hotel room, you'll probably have Nicola, I think, for getting you back out of bed. You're playing a set, right, Nicola?
I am playing a Balkan Bleep set at MAGFest at 3 o'clock Thursday, Belvedere. I think those are the correct details.
Oh, I thought it was 3 a.m.
3 a.m.
Yes. So you're really going to be keeping everybody
3
awake.
p.m. is when they're going to be trying to sleep, so it's more appropriate.
Okay.
Yes.
Balkan Bleeps is very good 3 a.m. music, for the record.
Yeah, I would sleep to that. Sorry, I don't know what kind of compliment that is. Take it as you will.
Very good, very good.
Oh my God. Awesome, guys. Well, we're going to sign off for tonight. But again, thank you, everybody, for being here. I'll make sure that this VOD gets published on Twitch, and it will also appear on our YouTube page if you would like to share it after it expires here on Twitch. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you at the next one. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, y'all.